Good morning. This is part 3 of Thursday's videos. It's Thursday, February 2nd. Like, this is the third time I'm doing that. Why do I have to stretch and like search the memory banks for what today is? It's Thursday, February 2nd, 2023. This is the third segment of what may be 3 or 4 segments. The morning ride, I think, has typically been a 4-segment video. Oh my goodness. In the other previous videos, complaining about this exact thing where, like, I start yawning, my stomach starts to bother me. I do believe there is some kind of cabin leak. I think I'm slowly being poisoned. So I keep swapping out for some fresh air. Spines and trolls. Down. Going to a completely other topic. So, like inventions, like I hang out with some bright guys. Sometimes I consider myself brave. Sometimes I forget to put pants on. But over the years, I've thought of different little inventions, and I'm wondering, like, if there are a lot of people in the same boat. Like, there's like, some of them aren't great, but some of them have actually made it to market. Not from me, other people who had the same idea years later brought these things to market. Like, one of the ideas I had for a socket was, you know those things you put on your face or put your hand in them? It's just a bunch of pins that make a shape. That toy's been around forever, and my idea was something very similar. Just take some stock that's ground into hexes and have them attached to springs inside a socket head, so that no matter what size socket you were putting it around, you know, the pins that are being pushed by it would be pushed. The ones that aren't. It would be a tight hex pattern. So you know, and they would have nowhere to go. So it would just conform to the nut that's in there, and that would be like a universal socket up to a certain size. And I never went anywhere with it because I never knew. I really still don't. Like, how do you take an invention to market? Like, how do you, like, you don't buy a factory, design the thing, and start making them yourself. Like, nobody has that wherewithal. Like, where do you go with your ideas? And I know you can get inventors kits. Like, I think there was 2 dueling companies for a while that were heavily advertising inventors kits. But other than that, like, those didn't exist forever. What is it that you do? What are the steps that you would take if you have an idea and you want to bring it to market? Other than going on some reality show like Shark Tank or something like that. Like, what is the normal process for taking a business idea and turning it into a business? Do you have to do that? Do you have to get in touch with manufacturers, designers, things like that? Do you have to hire a whole team? Do you have to, like, I don't know if patenting is that important. I'm sure there's people on both sides of the fence. But the whole nine. Like, what do you do? If you have an idea and you want to bring it to market, what are the steps that a normal person would take? I don't know the answer. That's why I'm asking. Because I have this death ray, and I want to get it in everyone's hands. There's a movie where something happens and a guy goes, "My souffle!" I can't think of what it, like, now that I say it again, I'm picturing Steve Martin saying it, but I don't know that that's accurate. If you know the answer, put it in the comments. So as we talked earlier, I'm going to change the structure of what I'm doing here. Not so much what I'm talking about doesn't necessarily have to do with the content or lack thereof. We'll still have plenty of lack of content. What I'm specifically talking about is how I deal with the administrative tasks. I know I said it in the previous videos, but I'm saying it again. So obviously there's the content creation. Then there's the archival, pulling it off the phone. I said I was going to do that probably on the weekend at some point. Instead of doing it during the week, it's just too much to handle. And then the reason I'm bringing this up is because there's a third element. There's reviewing and replying to comments. I hate to have to do that only on a weekly basis. So there's also a third administrative portion of this where comments have to be reviewed and dealt with. Obviously, having only 2 subscribers, it's easy to deal with the comments. But if I were to have like 5 and they were all active commenters, well then it's a whole task to disseminate, to decide what's worth answering, which ones have to be pushed up to the content creator. I mean, that's not a hard decision now because that's me and I'm the one reading them. But like I said, I'm just trying to get in the headspace of someone who has a YouTube channel, like the different things that they would have to deal with. I can't imagine having a popular channel with having to produce content every day or every week and having a 9-to-5 job. I can't imagine how people would do something like that. I think that has to do with a lot of the YouTubers being younger. Like I see a lot of younger stuff. There's some older ones too. Like I follow a lot of the older ones. I mean, some of them are heavily funded. Like the channel was started, it was already bankrolled. It was created for a specific purpose. But just the out there average Joe creators that decided they wanted to have a channel, how they pull that off and have a 9-to-5 is beyond me. Like whether the channel's making any money or not, they keep generating content and obviously editing the videos and pushing them up to YouTube, answering comments. Seems like a lot of work. Even the ones that are based on other people's content, it seems like that's a lot of work too. I really don't like those. I've watched 2 of them today where it's literally just someone else's video, but the face of another person watching that video. So like that, like what is the like? It's not even a reaction video to the point where they're making commentary. It's literally just their face. Like some of these, I can't even tell if they're actually watching the video they're reacting to. It looks like it's just a canned 5, 10, 20 minutes of them looking at something. But sometimes the reactions don't even line up, so it just seems like they're mass producing these reaction videos where it's literally just the other person's content and half the video is just their face staring at the camera. I am thirsty. Again, this leads me to believe I have a exhaust leak in my car. So it smells like coffee. Ew, 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 ew. Ew. It's wet. Very wet. It's wet in there too. What the hell? So it smells like coffee. This is the midnight roast at Dunkin' Donuts. I told you guys I've been circling it for a couple of days. It smells dark roasty. smells a little bit like a campfire. Not that ashtray smell we've all come to love and know and love. It does kind of smell like burnt wood. Didn't get any. Initial little tiny taste. Weak. I'm gonna need more. It is different. Definitely tastes like coffee. I don't think I like it. It actually reminds me of like the Columbia roast or the dark roast from Wawa. I don't know how to say this without sounding like an idiot, because what I'm going to say is exactly what it is. But it tastes like flavored water. It tastes like coffee flavored water, and I know that sounds crazy because that's exactly what it is. What I mean by that is, like regular Dunkin' Donuts coffee tastes like coffee. It's not like I can tell that there's two constituents. It's just an object called coffee. This tastes like water with something put in it. It's not helping me sound any less like a crazy person. If you know what I mean, great. If you don't, I'm not going to keep explaining because I'm just going to dig a deeper and deeper hole for myself. It's not bad. It definitely, I don't think I would order it again. I would rather have just the regular Dunkin' Donuts coffee. Nuances of toast. It says it has chocolatey notes. I don't agree. Like, I don't even detect dark chocolate. I think I would definitely give this another try, because this is a one-off, and statistically, like, I hate to base any kind of judgment on just one sample, because this could have been, like, I feel like this may have been like a weak pot of coffee, like maybe not enough grounds, but I think they automate everything there. So I don't know. I would give this another shot. Not right away. I would need time away. I need time to recover. But I would give this another shot just to make sure that the second time it's the, because I also might have a compromised palate. Like I said, I at this point I'm absolutely convinced I have a leak in my car, exhaust leak. Because I keep glazing over. Fresh air in here. That's got to be it, because when I leave the windows closed and I leave it and recycle the inside air, like I get that same, like the past few days in a row, I keep getting that. Like, I get really tired while I'm driving, and I get that sickness in my stomach, the nausea feeling. I'll have to look up symptoms of carbon monoxide poisoning. hate to dwell on it, but it's something I'm focused on right now because I don't feel well. I feel nauseous. It's not the coffee though. It's, mind you, if I had to, it's very important that I just keep talking about the coffee. I'd still say this is better. This cup of this cup of coffee is definitely. I still say it's better than Wawa coffee, even though I was just trash talking it. I think we did better today than we did yesterday. Well, not yesterday, Tuesday. I feel Tuesdays was just a train wreck. The content-wise, and I keep. Even today I'm doing it. I keep reverting to talking about the structure of the show in the show because I got nothing else to talk about. Like I got tons of things. Like I could literally ramble on. Like I'm old now. All the stuff has happened. So I got stories out the waz. Just in the morning. I'm not in storytelling mode. I'm in like just relax before you get to work mode. What I should do, I should listen to audiobooks, but the public domain audiobooks while I'm driving, and make you listen to them too. I say what I should do. What I mean to say is a thing I could do, and what I should do is not the proper way of when I was in middle school, I think, I used to, even in high school to some degree, can't remember if that was middle school. Anyway, there was a period of time when I would cut class. I was pretty good at the class, so I could just come in on test days and things like that, but like I would get in trouble. I missed a lot of school. First period history class, I missed that pretty habitually. Mr. Bennett used to make a joke every time I showed up for class. Mr. Sorrell is going to join us today. Yes. Anyway, the point was, one day while cutting school, I was with my friends. One of them I haven't seen in a long time. The other one I'm still friends with. This is none of the people that I've talked about in previous. This isn't a subscriber or my other buddy or my work buddy. This is just a completely separate entity, person who I am still friends with. We're Facebook friends too. Anyway, we're cutting school with this other guy, and we're at his house. And we're dumb, and I guess, yeah, we're dumb. So he's the guy whose house it is. He's goofing around with a frickin' gun and shoots a hole in the wall next to my head by mistake. So we put a poster. Put a poster up over the hole, and that's the whole story. Now there's more to the story, but it was surprisingly, we were not afraid of the fact that a gun just went off and blew a hole in the wall next to my head. We were concerned about the hole and having to disguise the hole. So, yeah, it was weird. Speaking of holes in the wall, that's 20 minutes. Have a wonderful day. I'm going to do part 4 because I got to finish this story.